Let's take a look at acquiring some data. I got a flash drive that appears to have just one file on it, and it's 512 M, so 512 megabyte. So not a huge flash drive, and we're not really going to discuss the concerns of I've clicked on this file. So have I altered anything on this? Automatically, when you connect to it, what kind of changes does it make? But these are all issues you need to consider if you were using this in a legal case. There are some tools that are specifically designed to be allowed in court, so you just can't choose any open source tool. But these will give you the idea of the concepts. Okay. This is Access Data FTK Imager 3.3.0.5, and I come up here and do a file, and there's add evidence item, add all attached devices, image mounting. If I'm just wanting to create a disk image, then I can do the file, create disk image. And if you say physical drive, logical drive, you can choose different ones. If I choose logical drive, contents of a folder, you see it says logical file level analysis only, excludes deleted, unallocated, etc. So the contents of a folder probably not going to be that useful. If I choose logical, then I can come down here and choose my flash drive, and click finish. And then image destinations, I can click add and tell which type I want. Raw format, DD, smart. I'll choose AFF and choose next. You can put case numbers with this, evidence, unique description, examiner notes. Those are optional. I'll leave them blank. Image destination folder. So I'll click browse, and I'm going to save it. Oops. Save it here. And image file name, I'll say F image. And here's image fragment size, megabyte. So this is where you can split them up. And then for raw, E01 AFF formats, 0 equals do not fragment. So if you want them in one file, so you don't want it to be fragmented, then you can do that. If for some reason some of these files get huge, that's why that option's there, so you can split them into separate files. But I'll put 0 there. Do not fragment. In compression, you have to decide what's your trade-off here. You got none, which means it'll be quicker, or you can compress it, have a really small file, but it'll take a lot longer. And it comes up with 6 as default, and I'll use that. Use the AFF encryption if you want. Click finish. Okay, now that we got that, here's verify images after they created, pre-calculate progress statistics, create directory listings of the files and image after they created. So you can choose what you want there. I'll just click start. Now this won't take too long. I did this earlier, and I think it took a couple minutes, which may seem like forever just sitting there waiting. Very nice graphical user interface, much different than the Linux command DD. So you'll find some are very user friendly, but again, a question becomes here with the Linux command DD, and also used with like a live CD of some sort. You can possibly create a image without altering the original drive at all. Here, this has to be installed, and you can possibly attach a hard drive, but still, what kind of files get changed just by attaching a hard drive in? And you have to take that all into account in court cases, because if your image file has been altered by the investigator, then it's questionable. Will it be allowed in court? Probably not, because if you've altered some of it, what else have you altered? So they're really careful about that. Now see, it's finishing here. It says fimage.aff. It's got our MD5 hashes and so forth with that, and gives you a report. And I'll click close, and close again. Okay, now if I go and look at my file, assuming I can locate it. Okay, here's fimage AFF, and size of it is 459 megabyte. The image we created over DD was 489 megabytes. So you see it's same size there. Okay, that's kind of a huge file, maybe hard to transfer. Okay, so let's take a look at this now. With our access data, FTK Imager, I can do a file, add evidence item, and I can click image file, click next, and browse, and look for the file I just created. There it is. So I'll open that, click finish. And evidence tree over here, I can expand this, expand it some more, and choose root. Comes up with the different files. Now, the flash drive we had only had one file on it. That was the haha.txt, this one here. But you see that it finds some of them that I have deleted. Here's a Word document, and some of these you'll find contain information you can read. Like here's one. Some of these are just supporting files and they don't mean anything. This is all hex format here. If I bring up this right here, I can view files in plain text with this option. You can view them in hex format with this option, or this automatically. Unallocated space, you see this here, and I could sit here and scroll through this, or could possibly do searches. Let's see what else. What all there's there to show? Add evidence item. Okay, image mounting. Okay, create disk image. Export logical image. Add to custom content image. Capture memory. That might be a nice one. This will actually capture what's currently in memory. One thing about shutting off the computer is it loses whatever's currently in the memory. And view, this just changes the viewing window here. Nothing exciting there. Here's where a lot of it is. And can export files. Actually over here, if I choose one of these files, this right here, if I right click on it, I can choose export files, and then tell it where to store it at, so forth. And click OK, and it'll export the file. Some cases, that file that's exported you can't actually view. I don't know if that one will be. Helps actually pay attention when you're exporting it to the file name. Let's see. And there's a Word document. Yeah. What was it? Dear Mom. I think I saved it in that location. Let me try it again. Maybe I exported the wrong one. Okay, export files. C and then JJJ. Okay, folder. Click OK. There it is. I don't know where I put it the first time. If you double click it, notice that this file may not be readable. Now this is giving me enough where I'm okay. But some of these files are deleted. As you write new files, it'll destroy parts of these files. So the best you may get in some cases is actually just be able to view it here on your screen. You know, choosing the text or X option. This also may tell you some information about the user. You may be able to look in here, and oftentimes it'll tell you the who created the file. Like this was created by David Hayes. Tells you what the application, so forth. So sometimes what you can't see in the text view, you can actually see in looking at this information. Okay. That's creating the image file. So let's close this, and let's take a look at our autopsy. Now I'm going to open up that file we just created. Okay, so I'm going to create a new case, and case name, I'll say this is FTK test 1, and this create a directory. And click next. You can give a case number, examiner if you want, that's optional. Click finish. And then we want to add our image file. So I'll click browse, and say all files, and there it is. Now this is saved in AFF, but if I click open on this, let's see what happens. Click next, next. Failed to add data source. Critical errors encountered. Click below to view the log. Should tell us that the doesn't support that. Let's see. Cannot determine file system type. So you have to make sure that whatever you're bringing it into supports that particular extension. If I click add data source here, click browse. What I can access with this package is IMGs, DDs, AAs, RAWs, bins. So let's go back to our FTK. And where's FTK? Well, there we go. FTK Imager. And I'll do a file, create disk image, create image file, next, source, there. Actually, enter the source path. Okay, please select the source evidence type. And, logical drive. What am I doing? There. And then choose G. Okay. And image destinations. Okay. Now, AFF was not one of our options. E01 is in case. But let's see if it even supports in case. Yeah, it does support in case. Also supports DD. And sports raw. So let's go back here. We have raw selected, or in case, so I'll choose raw. If I was going to bring it into Encase, then I probably want to choose that format. So you have to be careful about what format you're going to be saving it to. Make sure that the package will bring it in. Click Next, and image destination folder. And choose that. And then image file name, I don't know, FFTK. Put 0 here. And now click Finish. And then click Start. It appears to be going a little bit faster. Okay. And once this gets done, then we'll load it up. See what we have. Now I won't load it up in Access Data FTK Imager. It wouldn't take so long. I would show it Encase too, exporting it to that. Okay, so everything looks okay, I guess. No bad sectors found. Okay, close that. Then I come over to my Autopsy, and I'll click Add Data Source, Image File, Browse, and I did FFTK. Let's see, is this the one? Probably it. Let's see, open, and let's see, everything else is fine. Next, next, and then finish. Okay, and it's analyzing the files down here. Sometimes you can go ahead and start working with it because it sees enough of it. Read error. Error encountered while calculating the hash value. Now I didn't expect that. I expected it on the first image type. We may try the E01 anyway. Okay, so if I click Documents here, got our plain text, and you can come down here, see results, click Strings. You can see that. You can export this. You can right-click on it. You can say Open an external viewer. You can also extract a file, and it'll extract it in the export folder that goes along with this this case. So when I created this case, I called it FTK Test 1. So it'd be in this export file export directory right here. So for example, if I right-clicked on this and said Extract File, and click Save, then you'll see that file saved here, and then you can open it up or whatever you want. I'm not sure what that error actually meant, but sometimes this is not a precise science. Sometimes it just takes a lot of investigation. If it's something real easy, then anybody could do it. Okay, got our Office files here, HTML and so forth. And we saw this before when we looked at the DD utility. So I'm not going to go over that again. Remember, you can do searches, keyword search. You come up here and click Mom. No files are indexed. Okay. I guess it's still doing that part. Well, if it ever finished, assuming that error isn't what was on the indexing, then we could do searches just like before. But you'll see that you have a lot more functionality in this tool than you did in FTK Imager. FTK Imager, its primary purpose is to create an image. And so it's got different formats it'll save it in, depending upon which tool you want to use to analyze it. There's better ones than Autopsy. This is a free open source one. Okay, it finished. So let me see if keyword search works now. Okay. And then it comes up with all the files. So again, when you looked at an FTK Imager, it didn't show all these additional files you see here. So you got a lot more options to take a look at with this tool. Anyway, that was taking a file. Actually, let me do one more, just for fun. Okay, so I come here and I'll create a disk image in logical drive. Choose my flash drive and add, and I'll choose the encase format. And leave that blank. Image destination. Okay. There it is. Okay, image file name in test. Okay, I'll put it on one file, so put that as 0 and click finish and then start. It creates these pretty fast. Part of the benefit of creating this in Access Data FTK Imager is that you can have it on Windows, and then you can easily create the file and access it directly, where you don't have to transfer the file. When I created it in a virtual machine for the DD utility, it was a little bit challenging to get that file out of that virtual machine. Finally had to go to my FTP server to do it. Okay. And going through and verifying it. And then everything looks okay, so I'll do a close. Close again. Okay, let's go over to Autopsy. Close this case. And create a new case. Okay. And this will, let's say this is test or in test 1 for in case. Case number, examiner, I'll leave that blank. Okay, image file. Browse for an image file. And here's my in test. You don't want to choose the TXT. Okay, click open on that. Okay, I'll leave all that. Next. Next. Has been added. File's been analyzed. Okay, so I click finish. That was going through a lot faster. Analyzing those. Error encountered while calculating the hash value. No, okay, will not be executed. Will not be executed. Similar error message we saw before. That might be of concern if we were wanting to do something with that file, like in a court system. You know, this here might create some kind of doubt. Okay, well it's thinking. Let's go ahead and start looking at it. Again, choose views, file types, documents. Math tips over. Okay. This almost looks like there was more files here. I don't suppose that's true. I think it was 69. They've sorted differently. Math tips, definitions. Okay, and different files here. Again, you can do searches once it gets done creating the index down here. Look at deleted files, recent files. So again, Autopsy will work with that format. Anyway, this was creating image files with FTK Imager and then bringing them in for analysis into Autopsy.